The diaspora is mobilizing in Brussels. The protest is a direct challenge to the corrupt ruling regime. The growing national discontent is evident, and to critics, and now bridges the so-called Cameroon crisis. That's an obvious display of what that protest was like. It wasn't funny or friendly at all. Several videos circulated online captured the raw emotions of La République citizens in Belgium, with similar events feared to unfold in France. Today, August 5th, protesters in Brussels gathered in front of La République's embassy to condemn the Constitutional Council's decision on the rejection of the greatly feared Maurice Kamto's presidential candidacy. This mobilization, which led to threats against diplomatic property, follows a prior government warning for heightened security due to threats from factions like the Bass and Code. The anger on display is a culmination of years of frustration with their government's handling of the Amazonian war serving as a major flashpoint. The exclusion of Kamto is viewed by many as another deliberate move by the long-serving incompetent regime to suppress dissent and maintain power. Clearly, this opposition is no longer confined to Amazonians. Many La République citizens who have long endured the same economic hardship and political repression are now also vocal in their demand for change. With widespread discontent is now crossing the country's linguistic lines. Citizens are uniting against a dictatorship that still refuses to let go of power after over 4 decades. While the rejection of Maurice Kamto has made many La République citizens feel the same political repression that Amazonians have endured for years, even if it's coming from 2 different angles. But then their elites are now forging, La République's elites are now forging a new solidarity to realize their fight for justice is a national one against a common foe. And this act here shows a lot of emotion. Barrister Mbesia, we'll just leave the floor to you, taking a look at what is happening here and looking at the fact that we've seen 82 presidential candidacies. We've seen what they all look like. But somehow, for La République, who wanted Kamto to be there, he's not there. He's not there in the candidacy. And this is their outburst overseas. And there's a fear that it might even extend to France. Looking at the whole picture, I would like to get your perspective on it.
It's 2 days ago, was it 2 days or sometime late last week, I made this statement right here. What we have in Yaoundé is a dictatorship. You don't fight a dictatorship through the ballot box. There's a reason why people are dictators. They are not dictators for nothing. There's a big pride, there's a big benefit for being a dictator. Those who are dictators are not prepared to give up those benefits as simple as you think. It's dictator that has kept them alive, and they are prepared to give up their lives to preserve that dictatorship. And so what you see, the picture you share there, I've said many times before, that République du Cameroon, they have the government they deserve. If they want change, they will make change. But their change, if they want to get it, will not come through the streets of Brussels, through the streets of Paris, through the streets of Washington demonstrating there. That will bring them nothing. Yeah, they know that game better than them. Their independence or their democracy will come. They come to rule them. When they have learned, anytime they learn, to say we'll pay the ultimate price. Not in Switzerland, not in Brussels, not in Paris. They will pay the ultimate price in Bafoussam, in Douala, in Yaoundé, in their own major cities. They've forgotten. Maybe they can learn something from us. They themselves know that they have killed more than 65,000 Ambazonians. Outright killing for demanding just the freedom to say what we wanted to say. And so, 9 years into it, Yaoundé has come to understand that you can kill 60 more thousand, you can even kill 1 million. That spirit will remain with Ambazonia. And so you find that even they have almost stopped killing, because they realize that killing is not going to help. But until the people of Cameroon are prepared to take to pay the ultimate price. They will never get anything called democracy. They will never get anything called democracy. How will you get democracy? You cannot get democracy when you are prepared to pay the sacrifice. They built the dictatorship did not come by accident. They built it over the years. The monster is eating them up. And to resist the monster, you have to become a monster yourself. We don't want people to die. But somebody will be willing to die to pay the ultimate price for the freedom they don't want to get. Otherwise, you're wasting your time. Show me pictures. The thing was, it's almost night, 9 p.m. Cameroon time. And what are they doing? The results of the Constitutional Court, it was read around 3 p.m., 6 hours ago. Is it enough for 20 boys to go down the street and throw stones? Is that how you think we get it? No. They will kill you. They know they're prepared for that. That's why they have, if the story is true, the streets of Douala, the streets of Yaoundé are full of military men, of cars, armored cars standing there. And so if you fear armored cars, you will not get freedom. They're like Amazonians. Who have feared those things will not be where we are. We braced it. We confronted the enemy head on. We lost lives, but they too did not go scot-free. And so there's nothing called democracy in Cameroon. If you see what those demonstrations are doing there in Paris or where, if the more they demonstrate abroad, why are they going to demonstrate in the Cameroon embassy therefore? Cameroon is not ruled from the embassy of Cameroon in Paris. They should go to the Élysée Palace because that's where the instructions come from, to Yaoundé. That's what Cameroon is. In fact, the head of government in Cameroon is at the Élysée. If they have to demonstrate in Brussels, that's Belgium or some other countries, let them go to the French embassy there because that's where their problem is. Going to target a poor guy in the embassy called Cameroon Embassy in Brussels or in Paris, which man who probably have not even seen a salary for 4 months because they don't pay them all the time. What would that change? You can kill all the ambassadors. That will not dislodge Yaoundé from where they are. Will not do them anything. And so they have to strategize. If they want independence, they push up now, they will get the independence. If they want democracy, they will get it. But there's a price that you have to pay for those things. Independence does not come from nothing. Democracy is not a free gift. It's not free right. You have to pay the price for it. I don't imagine any dictatorship in the world that's collapsed by itself. No, people bring those things down at the expense of their own lives, at the expense of their limbs and their whatever thing they sacrifice. And so, if you take the cure from Amazonia, maybe they will win. We're not yet finished. But all of us agree, and they also agree, seeing what has gone on for the past 8 years, that Amazonia cannot be defeated like that with arms. So, democracy is not going to be defeated. Dictatorship is not going to be defeated by discussions on the table, which is what they are not going to do. What they have excluded Kamto. Let Kamto go and rest because his policy has been changed through the ballot box. That's his announcement. We will change, but through the ballot box. If the rules for the ballot box, whether truncated or straight, have eliminated you, so be it. So there's no change from dictatorship to democracy through the ballot box. It never works. It has never worked anywhere in the world. It has never worked anywhere in the world. And so I feel sorry for them, but again, they have the government they deserve. If they want change, they will fight for it. And fighting for it means fighting to the end. The end is not the, but what you call the end is not when you get the success. No. The end is that you fight alone and die. You prepare to sacrifice yourself. If you're lucky to survive, fine. But they will kill people. They will kill 10, they will kill 50, they will kill 100. They have killed thousands of Anglophones, they call them. And then they will soon realize that you cannot kill the whole population of 30 million people. You will stop, and democracy will come through that way. Talking, demonstrating is not the solution. Over to you.
First on base, yeah. Well, like you said, while Amazonia is already making its sacrifices to reclaim its sovereignty from La République, the citizens of La République would have to start preparing to make their own sacrifice to liberate themselves from the regime they currently have. Barrister Basia, it's been a pleasure having you on the show with us tonight, but that's it on Undaunted, which you would have to continue with the rest of the news on the African and global scene. Thank you for joining in.